Hey everyone, and welcome to PF Woodturning. This week I have a 2.5 by 10 maple bow blank that I picked up at Rockler, and I'm going to be turning a shallow bowl, and this bowl ended up having a really beautiful figure. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it at first, other than make a shallow bowl, but I knew I would embellish it in some way. So stick around and see how it turned out, and also let me know what you think down in the comment section. Thanks. As usual, I have it on a woodworm screw, and I'm using a Cotter & Son bowl gouge to true it up, make it completely round. And shortly I will be working on the bottom, the foot, and starting to curve over the edges. Now this is what will be the bottom of the bowl. Starting here to flatten it and start defining the foot. I think every wood turner has a process in which they do things. I think some people start on the bottom first. I like to true it up and make it completely round myself. Here I've removed the tailstock. And switched over to the skew chisel here and defining the recess and the foot. So I did know one thing going into this project, and that was that I wanted to keep the shape simple. I knew I wasn't going to paint all of the bowl or do a paint pour or anything like that, because this was a AAA and I knew the figure was going to be good. But I knew I would embellish it in some sort of simple, hopefully elegant way. And the figure really turned out to be really nice. So watch until the end and you can see how I used an interesting addition to the mix and embellished it. Starting the sanding process, sanding from 120 to 400 grit. And as you can see, I have my dust collection going. I have the sort of entry-level beginner jet model. I think it's 650 CFMs. If anyone is using a different system, let me know. I am still kind of looking to upgrade to a better system, a stronger system. I know Oneida has some good products, and Laguna, and I'm sure there are others, but if anyone has recommendations, please comment down below. So after using denatured alcohol here, I'm applying the sanding sealer. Here I'm using steel wool to denib it before applying the finish. And the finish, as usual, will be the Axe abrasive paste. Check out the description for a link to their website, axewoodpaste.com, and use code PF10 if you are interested in checking out their products. It'll save you 10%. One of my favorite parts is applying the Axe polishing paste, and you'll see why. It leaves a really beautiful finish. Brings out the grain nicely, but not too shiny. My favorite part, and I get to do it twice in every project. Taking it off the woodworm screw here and going to be applying it in the 4-jaw chuck in the recess and starting work on the inside of the bowl. So going slow here at first, just trying to get it in balance. When you reverse it, it always has a chance of being out of balance again, which it usually is just a little bit. So once I have it pretty much in balance, I start taking some material off. Again, I'm remaining with the bowl gouge. And as you can see, it's pretty sharp. And I know I've mentioned this before, but when you're not using the tailstock, when you're turning, whether something's on a tenon or a mortise, you just have to be careful and be mindful that it's strongly held in there so that it doesn't come flying off. It's happened to every wood turner, I'm sure. But like here, I wouldn't want to push too hard on the outside rim and have a chance of the mortise cracking, or the foot cracking, I mean. And obviously this video is sped up quite a bit, otherwise the video would be an hour long or so. So it's unusual, for me at least, to use the skew chisel on the inside of the bowl. Once in a while I do, but here I'm defining a space that I've decided to put some ice resin in to decorate the bowl. Something I haven't done before. I haven't used the ice resin. I will link it. I'll put an Amazon link in the video description if you want to check it out. They have all different colors. This one happened to be called Ocean Blue, I believe. Or Ocean. There it is. And basically it's flaky stuff, gemstone flakes. Obviously not real, but very decorative nonetheless. And using some Total Boat resin to hold that in place. And I'm pouring really slow to make sure that the bubbles have every opportunity to come out. And I overfill it a little bit on purpose so that because I know some is going to soak into the wood and things are going to pop and move. So I wanted to make sure I have enough resin to turn it off and still have a flat surface. So I know in this shot it does look out of balance, but that's because the resin is the resin that kind of overflowed inside the bowl is round and it's not a perfect circle, so it looks like it's off balance, but it's not. And you can see all the resin sort of accumulating near the rim of the bowl. More vacuuming. And here I've switched to the Easy Wood Tools No. 1 follower. It does have a negative rake, which is somewhat easier on resin. Not that you can't do it with traditional tools. You can. They just require a lot of sharpening. So on the inside of the bowl, I ended up sanding from 80 to 400. cleaning the surface with denatured alcohol before applying the sealer. And this is the sealer, and the sealer is thinned with denatured alcohol, so it's 70% sealer and 30% denatured alcohol. Which is why it's in that sort of secondary container and not the sanding sealer container. Denibbing. And starting with the Axe abrasive paste. So if you watched any of my other videos, you may know that I have a bet with my brother that I can get to a certain number of subscribers by Halloween. Well, I'm currently losing that bet, so now is as good a time as any to ask for your support. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help my channel keep producing content. I release a new video every week. And if you're already subscribed, please share the video, ask a friend to subscribe. Anything you can do is very much appreciated, so thank you in advance. So don't leave quite yet. I have a visitor and her bunny. And as usual, there'll be some photographs of the bowl at the end. And the arm there is like the mom seat belt. Some photos coming up, and my visitor insisted on modeling it, so stick around for those, and until next week, peace out.